Hey, Dr. Winters, this is Kyla. I think I got my articles, my last two swapped. So my Article 5 debrief will actually be on the student's understanding of diagrams for solving word problems, a framework for assessing diagram proficiency. I'm sorry, I got it mixed up. Anyways, so this is my fifth one, and I'm going to show you my first quote now. Thanks. Okay, so my first quote was, procedural fluency with diagrams is defined and characterized by the ability to accurately and efficiently generate a diagram that represents the problem situation. And I really connected with that quote because I was actually just in a sixth grade classroom observing for another class, and they were working on multiplying fractions by a whole number and working out problems using models. And this was a more traditional teacher. I would call her old school. And she was doing her best to teach them a new way to work out a problem that wasn't just strictly an algorithm. So I found it really interesting that I read this article after that because watching these kids try to work out multiplying fractions by a whole number using a model was something they really struggled with to get the correct answer. So I just thought that was really valuable in going into eventually as a future teacher to really actually wrap my head around models and how do I use models, because I actually am quite visual, so it helps me to draw things out and to not just work things out with numbers. I like to see it in a different way. So I thought that was really good. I really like that quote. Okay. Okay, so my second quote was, when students perceive a mathematical problem as too difficult and they possess an incomplete understanding or misconception surrounding what a diagram is and how it can be used, they will struggle to see the diagram as a useful tool. And I think that also just pairs nicely with what I was just talking about in the classroom I was observing, that if they actually don't know, if they have misconceptions around the diagram, if they don't know how to use it, they will struggle with seeing it as useful. And I actually heard that out of a kid's mouth, that this isn't useful, it's a waste of time. And also the student I'm tutoring, it's something that he is not familiar with either, and it was hard we were working on something today, and we were using manipulatives, but even those for him, I know it's not the same thing as I guess it is modeling in some way, but it's kind of hard because I think he has some misconceptions around even manipulatives. So I don't know, I just thought that was a standout quote to me about how we need to make them, I guess we need to be able to relate models to real world and how we use them every day to make them worthwhile to the students that we'll be teaching. So, okay. Okay, and my final quote is, it is through assessment that solicits information about student thinking that teachers can design and provide powerful instruction that is targeted to meet students' needs. I actually found that correlation between this quote and reading in Principles to Action when the last bit we were reading about assessment, and they said the same thing. That assessment isn't, just getting a grade or a final product or something of our kids, but it's actually a way we can better instruct. We can use the assessment as a tool to look at our students' needs and to have better instruction time. And this says powerful instruction, which I think is really important because I feel like there's so much pressure on testing that we lose the instruction and we just teach with the end in mind, or to get the high test grades or scores. And I feel like we're doing our students and ourselves as educators a disservice. So it's something that, testing is something I feel really strongly about. I'm a kid of a teacher, and she's been teaching 35 years, and I've watched her career totally evolve. And she does fight back some, but I just think that, I don't know, it's just the wrong focus. Assessment is important, but the reason why it's important is different than maybe what assessment is being used for right now. So anyways, I really like that. I really connected with it. This was another great article. Thanks so much. And if this is also Taylor watching, hey, I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you in class tomorrow. Bye.